why you fall short of your goals. I'm going to explain to you the rubber band theory. Basically, you have a rubber band, and you would imagine that one side is your self-image, and the other is where you want to end up in life, so your goals. If you were not to put your self-image where your goals are, and you start pulling this way to your goals, striving for them, the rubber band rips. What is to say here, your self-image has to go here instead of you pulling this way. What that means, if your identity hasn't already achieved it, you're only making it harder. How can we combat this? Well, we have to shift our self-image or our identity. A book that puts this very well is Psycho-Cybernetics. I would recommend reading it in its entirety, but this is the two best tips right here. Your brain cannot tell the difference between vivid visualization and reality. There was a study done, I believe, on basketballers, and one of the groups, there were two groups, one of them had 3 hours to practice their shots. That group had an improvement, I think, like 10% in their accuracy. The other group was made to visualize themselves making every single shot. Do you know how much percentages they gained in their accuracy? 10. I don't know if the study went exactly like that, but the results were the same. And the visualizations took only 30 minutes, first of all. Second, the athletes were not sore the next day from working out. What does that tell us? Updating your self-image is basically doing work. Of course, doing this vividly. If you're just daydreaming, this won't work. So you need to mindfully imagine yourself in the situation of doing the action that will take you closer to your goals. Second, act as if you're the person that has already achieved your goal. What this means is basically walk around as if you've already got what you want. And this plays into the law of attraction. Because in our reality, there's this strange phenomenon in which if you act needy towards something, if the universe senses that you're in need of something, that you couldn't live with it, it won't reward you. No one can actually explain why this is, but we can explain how it happens. So, this is very important right here. If you act needy towards anything, basically, you will not achieve it. Because, sure, you'd have a lot of motivation to do it. And you might get lucky, yeah, you might win it. But it won't feel as sweet as if you just won normally. Do you get what I mean? If you needed that to feel good about yourself, what's going to happen next time? You lose. And all of a sudden, your self-image crumbles. And your goals also go to shit. So keep this in mind as you go about your self-improvement journey. update your identity before going about anything. And if anything, this is actually pretty fun. Of course, do it mindfully, as I said, because daydreaming does not work. Vivid, vivid visualizations. Also, definitely recommend this book. I have reread it 3 times. That's all for today. Thank you.